Welcome to our channel, where we delve into the abyss of the unexplained, where the shadows whisper and the unknown beckons. Tonight we journey beyond the veil of our world and into the chilling expanse of space. We bring you 3 terrifying tales of abandoned space stations, drifting silently in the cosmic dark, echoing with sounds that defy explanation. Turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and prepare to be scared. The void awaits. Imagine the deafening silence of space, a black canvas stretching infinitely, punctuated only by the distant twinkle of stars. Now, picture a lone space station, once a beacon of human achievement, now a derelict tomb orbiting a million miles from home. The year is 2042, and the International Space Station, long since abandoned for a newer model, hangs lifeless in the void. A small team of engineers is sent to decommission the station, to strip it of anything valuable and send it on a controlled descent into Earth's atmosphere. The team, hardened veterans of space travel, expects routine. What they find is anything but. The team boards the station, their footsteps echoing in the stale air, the only sound disturbing the eerie silence. They go about their work, dismantling consoles, disconnecting wires, their breath misting in the cold air. Days turn into nights, the Earth a distant swirling marble in the blackness. Then, the noises begin. At first they are faint, almost imperceptible. A whisper, a sigh, a rustle of metal against metal. The team dismisses them as the station's settling, the groan of metal contracting in the extreme cold. But the sounds persist, becoming more frequent, more distinct. One night, as the team gathers in the old mess hall, a blood-curdling scream pierces the silence. The scream seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once, echoing through the station's corridors, bouncing off the metal walls. The team, their blood turning to ice, frantically searches for the source, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. They find nothing. The scream is gone as quickly as it came, leaving behind a chilling silence that seems to press in on them, suffocating them. Fear, primal and raw, begins to grip the team. They are alone in this metal coffin, hurtling through space, haunted by something they cannot see, something they cannot understand. They try to rationalize the sounds, hallucinations brought on by sleep deprivation and isolation, oxygen leaks playing tricks on their ears. But deep down, a chilling certainty begins to dawn on them. They are not alone. The station, once a symbol of human ingenuity, now feels like a haunted house, its empty corridors echoing with unseen horrors. The team, their nerves frayed, their faces etched with fear, huddle together for comfort, their flashlights casting dancing shadows on the walls. The next day, they're scheduled to finish their work and prepare the station for its final descent. But the events of the previous night have shaken them to their core. The whispers seem louder now, more insistent, as if whatever haunts the station is growing bolder, feeding off their fear. They receive a message from Mission Control, their voices a welcome intrusion in the oppressive silence. The message is garbled, static-laced, but they can make out the words "Abort mission, return to Earth, immediately." Dr. Lena Petrova, a woman of sharp intellect and unwavering resolve, was the lead scientist aboard the Helios space station, a marvel of engineering designed to study deep space phenomena. Stationed millions of miles from Earth, she and her small crew were pioneers, pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. But their pursuit of knowledge came at a price paid in isolation, in the relentless silence of space, and in the haunting melody that would forever torment Dr. Petrova. The Helios, unlike the utilitarian International Space Station, was a symphony of sleek lines and advanced technology. It hummed with a constant low thrum of energy, a reassuring counterpoint to the vast emptiness outside. For months, life aboard the station followed a strict routine of research, observation, and communication with Earth. But as the weeks turned into months, a strange phenomenon began to plague Dr. Petrova. It started subtly, a faint melody, barely audible, like a lullaby from her childhood. She dismissed it as a trick of the mind, the product of prolonged isolation. But the melody persisted, growing stronger, more distinct. It seemed to emanate from the station itself, weaving its way through the ventilation shafts, resonating through the metal walls. It was a haunting melody, at once beautiful and unsettling, its notes tinged with an otherworldly sadness. The melody began to seep into Dr. Petrova's dreams, transforming them into vivid, disturbing soundscapes. She would wake in a cold sweat, the melody lingering in her mind, its notes echoing in the silence of her quarters. She consulted the station's medical database, searching for a logical explanation, some rare neurological disorder triggered by prolonged exposure to cosmic radiation. But the database offered no answers, only more questions. Driven by a combination of scientific curiosity and growing dread, Dr. Petrova began to investigate the strange phenomenon. She pored over the station's blueprints, searching for any anomaly, any system that could produce such a sound. She analyzed the station's audio logs, listening for any trace of the melody, any clue to its origin. Her efforts, however, proved futile. The melody remained an enigma, a phantom haunting the corridors of her mind. The melody began to affect her work, her concentration shattered by its insistent presence. She became withdrawn from her crewmates, her once sharp mind clouded by a growing sense of unease. The other crew members, sensing her distress, tried to offer comfort, attributing her behavior to fatigue or stress. But Dr. Petrova knew better. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. The station, once a sanctuary of scientific exploration, now felt like a prison, its metal walls closing in on her, the haunting melody a constant reminder of her isolation, her vulnerability. One night, as Dr. Petrova sat alone in her quarters, the melody reached a crescendo. The walls seemed to vibrate with its intensity, the lights flickering in sync with its rhythm. And then she saw it. A figure, translucent, shimmering, standing at the foot of her bed. It was neither male nor female, its features indistinct, its form shifting like smoke. But its eyes, those cold black eyes, locked onto hers, and Dr. Petrova felt a chill run down her spine. The figure opened its mouth, and from its lips poured the haunting melody, no longer faint or distant, but powerful, overwhelming. Dr. Petrova screamed, a desperate primal cry for help that echoed unanswered through the station. The figure, startled by her cry, vanished as quickly as it appeared, leaving behind only the lingering echo of the melody and the chilling certainty that she was not alone. From that moment forward, Dr. Petrova's life became a waking nightmare. The melody was her constant companion, its notes a haunting reminder of the entity that shared her prison. She tried to contact Earth, to send a distress signal, but the station's communication systems malfunctioned, their static-laced transmissions swallowed by the void. She was trapped, alone with her terror and the haunting melody that seemed to emanate from the very soul of the Helios space station. The melody was her constant companion, its notes a haunting reminder of the entity that shared her prison. She tried to contact Earth, to send a distress signal, but the station's communication systems malfunctioned, their static-laced transmissions swallowed by the void. Chapter 3. The Final Transmission. Captain James Hawkeye Holden, a grizzled veteran of countless deep space missions, had seen his fair share of danger. He had stared down solar flares, outmaneuvered asteroid fields, and even survived a close encounter with a rogue drone. But nothing could prepare him for the horrors that awaited him aboard the derelict mining vessel, the Demeter. The Demeter, a hulking behemoth of a ship, was designed to extract valuable minerals from asteroids. Holden was there on a rescue mission, responding to a distress signal that had sent chills down the spines of even the most seasoned spacefarers. The distress signal, garbled and fragmented, had a voice screaming, "It's alive! Don't listen! It wants to be heard!" Holden docked his vessel, the Artemis, with the Demeter. The Demeter loomed before them, a silent metal behemoth, its running lights dark and lifeless. As Holden and his team boarded, they were greeted by an eerie silence, broken only by the creak of metal. The interior was a scene of chaos, frozen in time. It was as if the crew had vanished into thin air, their final moments marked by panic and terror. They found the first body in the mess hall, a datapad clutched in his lifeless hand. The datapad displayed a chilling phrase. "The transmission, it's changing us." The transmission had started subtly, a faint signal picked up by the ship's comms array. But the signal persisted, growing stronger, evolving. The crew started to change, becoming withdrawn, irritable, prone to fits of rage. The final log entry ended abruptly, cut short by a blood-curdling scream and the sickening crunch of metal. The transmission was alive, a sentient entity that preyed on the minds of its victims, driving them to madness. As Holden and his team made their way to the bridge, they encountered it. The entity. It was a shimmering, translucent wave of energy that pulsed with a malevolent light. And from its depths, Holden could hear it, the haunting melody that had driven the crew to madness. The vastness of space holds many mysteries, and tonight, we've only scratched the surface. The echoes of those lost souls, their screams swallowed by the void, serve as a chilling reminder of the unknown terrors that lurk beyond our world. If you enjoyed these tales of cosmic horror, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more journeys into the abyss. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever experienced something you couldn't explain? Something that sent chills down your spine? Let us know, and perhaps your story will be featured in our next descent into darkness. Until then, keep your eyes on the stars, but be careful what whispers back. Sweet dreams, and sleep tight.